Coach, you guys down 16 with 12 and a half minutes left. You've been in a situation before. You've come back with having to close the deal of late. What was the difference in closing the deal tonight as opposed to the other games and the other games?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's it's a big difference because down the stretch, we've talked about an experience not doing the little things that make big things happen, a box out, an execution, a loose ball, a free throw, different stuff like that. And down the stretch in terms of the discipline and details, with the exception of us fouling and putting them on the free throw line, I thought we were really good on both ends of the floor. I thought our execution was really good. Defensively, we gained rebounds. We took care of the basketball. We had 11 turnovers in the first half, only 7 in the second. I always say that for us to be efficient offensively, we got to live in the paint, live at the free throw line, went to the free throw line 35 times, and we out-rebounded them. And so down the stretch, we got to stop, got the rebound, made the free throws. That's something that we hadn't done in past games, and so I was really proud of them.
Second one here on the guys, for RJ and Ian, obviously it's a big win for the team, but both of you guys are home in New York, playing in front of family and friends. What's it like to get this big win here at home, and what was it like having your family and friends out there? RJ, take it first.
I mean, it's great. I mean, just it's my third time playing in the Garden, and every time I've played here, it's been electric. Just from the fan base, and then you have your family, kind of front side, court side, and just the overall support from everyone. And it felt like a home game. I know for Ian, he played really well. But just to have that confidence and support on your back, and kind of like extra motivation. And there's nothing like the Garden. I heard a lot of NBA players say this is their favorite arena to play in, and just because of just the historic players that came through here, but just overall the energy. I know we made a run, and our fans got to their seats, and you couldn't even really hear who was on the court because that's how loud it was. So it's my favorite place to play, like as a neutral site game, and just want to continue playing well and continue to keep winning. Because I'm 2-1 here, so that's something to brag about.
Yeah, absolutely. The energy here was electric. Felt like a home game, definitely. Yeah, it was just a place like I never played before. My first time playing in the Garden. Yeah, it was just fun, man. I had so much fun out there.
Did you always want to play here? Something you dreamed of growing up?
Yeah, absolutely. It's always a place that I feel like I wanted to play anywhere in New York. The Barclays here. Just one of those places where, as a kid growing up, watching basketball, you just want to be a part of how much is going on in this building.
Caroline, she has the mic, and then Chip behind her.
RJ, in the last minute, you ran one pitcher in the line for one trip. In the second time, you were able to tie it or win it. What's going through your head, and was that a moment of redemption?
Yeah, because I shouldn't have missed the first free throw. So Seth had made I wouldn't have got to the second free throw if Seth didn't get that stop in the diamond press. That's the reason why we won the game. He was able to deflect the ball off of the guard's leg, and he was able to get another chance. So going to the line the next time, I was able to kind of just free my mind a little bit and just tell myself I was going to knock him down, and I kind of visualized it before I got the ball that I was going to knock it down. So yeah.
Behind you, Chip, then Adam over here.
Yeah, this is for Coach Davis. Florida's offensive rebounds hurt you guys, obviously, in the game.
Yep.
The game the other night. Must have been pretty gratifying to see Jalen grab a big one.
Yeah. It was huge for the
a huge spot like that.
Yeah, it was. It was huge for the team. We were talking in the huddle, and we were up by 1 after RJ made the free throw, a little bit over 10 seconds to go, and we talked about being in that situation in the past, and for us not getting the box out costing us a win, and that all we needed was one stop. And I was just really proud of them. For them to be able to get the rebound, for them to be able to get the stop and to step up in that situation to be able to win. UCLA is a really good offensive rebounding team, and we were able to out-rebound them, and I thought that was a huge determining factor for us winning today.
Adam on the left, then the gentleman on the aisle.
I wanted to ask RJ and Ian, just at the very end, when you guys were able to stop, and I think it was 1/10 of a second left, and you're coming back for Elliott's free throws or whatever. What was that moment like? It seemed like there was a lot of relief that one of these comebacks finally worked out for you guys. As you're coming back for those free throws, what was that like? Place was up and jumping. Just tell us about that.
But,
Oh, well.
yeah. I feel like for us, it was just a moment where we kind of got the job done. You know, it's been several games where we've been close and we kind of didn't finish it, and this was one of those games where we got it done. You know, I guess it showed us how hard winning is. Definitely how hard winning is at every level, especially at this level. So to come out here and get that final stop, end the game on a stop, it was big for us.
On the out here.
Hubert, what kind of maturation have you seen in Ian so far this year, and how well he played today? Talk a little bit about that.
Well, he's still a freshman, you know, but I'm just really proud of him. Obviously, just it has nothing to do about today. Every day after practice, he always sends me a text and he says, "Coach Davis, that's it." And so I have to call. I go, "Player Jackson," and he goes, "How can I improve? What can I do better?" Every day. He does that, and that's the thing. When you're around great kids like RJ and Ian, and you get to coach them, and they want to be coached, that's the biggest. Like that's really enjoyable and fun for me, and so really happy for both of these two. You know, especially here being in New York, and it's shocking that this is the first time Ian's ever played in the Garden. It was interesting at pregame meal today. I had one of my former teammates come to a pregame meal, John Starks, and talk to them about what it means to play in New York and play in the Garden, and the way that they came back, the way that they fought, how resilient they were, reminded me of what being a Knick is all about, and I was really proud of them.
Two right there. Right there. Go ahead.
Coach, the four-guard lineup, the smaller four-guard lineup, pressure defense, is that something that you see yourself continuing throughout the rest of the season?
Yes, I mean the lineup change that we made in the second half, I just felt like they were just loading up on RJ, and you know Ian got it going offensively as well in the first half. So just having multiple scores out there that I thought would be really good for us, because it puts teams in a situation: you want to go big or do you want to match up with us, and then extending that pressure. You know, we may not have tremendous size, but we do have athleticism. And so when you pick up full court, speeds teams up, we can get steals and deflections, and we can get the pace that we want.
For Coach, Tyler Villanelle was obviously on his way to a big game for UCLA, got his fourth foul, came out. Were you surprised he didn't come back in a little bit sooner than he did when the game was on?
No, I didn't think he should come back in. He's a fantastic player. He can defend, he can rebound. There's not many players in the country that can score in the post with that patience, face up, mid-range jump shot, and knock down the three. He's one of the better big men that I've ever been around as an assistant, as a head coach. It was an honor and privilege to coach against him, and he's a big-time player.
We have 3 minutes and 3 people, Jeremiah, RL, and Emma. 3 minutes, make it quick.
For Ian, obviously we've kind of asked you several times this year, and you always say that you've always been confident. You're always a confident player. I guess today specifically, what kind of allowed you to get into a rhythm? Played a lot in that second half, pretty much almost every minute in the second half. Just what kind of allowed you to get into a rhythm and then sustain it?
Trusting my teammates, them finding me in certain situations, certain actions, and giving me the ball, and just allowing me to, on the offensive end, to go out there and be myself. Like I said, I got a lot of confidence in myself. Always had that, but my teammates definitely put it over the top today, and they helped me, and I appreciate them for it.
Last two, RL, then Emma.
RJ, being battle tested in these sorts of games recently, how much did that help you? And was there any anxiety that slipped in because of how some of these games have gone?
I think it's been, just our schedule in general from the start. It's been, we've had a lot of.
What do you mean?
We've been battle tested all year. This first 12 games, it feels like we've been in March Madness games. But that's what it's going to be like at the end of the year, where we're playing against tough teams all the way to the wire, and being able to execute, being able to get an extra rebound, an extra stop. And I think that's what we're starting to get the hang of a little bit. I think Coach Davis does a good job of kind of just emphasizing to us, like he said it yesterday in shoot-around or at practice, that you're not going to have a chance of one more, because we scored on blue and they wanted another possession to get a stop. But life is not always going to move that way. You're not always going to have another chance to get another stop, get another win. So when you live in that moment, you live in and be present. You got to give it all, your all. And I feel like having these battle tested games early on helps us build. And obviously we made some mistakes and we lost some games that we should have won. But I think overall it's helping us build into the team that I know we can be. So yeah.
Last one.
And
All right,
anxiety,
let-
no, never anxiety, no.
Last one.
Yeah, for Coach Davis, just talking about the tough non-conference schedule, after Florida, what conversations did you have with the team that may have led them to the outcome of today?
Well, I mean, it's just, I always tell them that the only thing that you can control is how do you react and how you respond. And so after the Florida game, hey, let's look at it, see if there's some things that we can learn and grow from. And, from the things, late game situations, whether it was Florida or, Kansas or Michigan State, how we're going to react and how we're going to respond. And I felt like they reacted and responded. We were down in the second half. There was no panic. It was not a situation where we were trying to make a 16-point play to cut it and make it, tied. It was just a possession on possession type of approach. And then when we got it close, just understanding how important the little details are. And it's because we've been in those situations against really good competition that allowed us to have the confidence to come back, and then also the experiences of what we needed to do to finish it out and win.
Perfect time.
Okay.
Thank you.